Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to where you are. To depending on wherever you are calling, watching me from, guys. My name is Human Steven, and this is right here on the show. To again, we're gonna have a very wonderful time together as we discuss issues pertaining to Nigeria and the way things are actually going. Okay, guys, I wanted to just kindly share this video right now. If you are watching me from Facebook, please share this video. If you're watching from YouTube, please share to your platforms, um, WhatsApp groups, any other platform that you are actually, watching me from. So this afternoon show is going to be one of the another very interesting one again today as we discuss the issue pertaining to Nigeria. There are many issues we're going to talk about this morning, and one of the issues is going to be the declaration of the bandit as terrorists based on what we have been hearing and listening to all this while. Another thing we're going to discuss is the north and the southeast has turned into a graveyard. There have been a lot of things that's happening around right now in Nigeria that is so much fearful and worrisome, guys. And I feel that we should be able to discuss them, vis-a-vis via this medium. Okay, guys, and then the next few hours or few minutes, I wanted to just bear with me as I talk on this very particular, issue that is trending in Nigeria today. This is Human Steven, guys. Please, if you are here, share this video. Please just press the share button and share this video. So let's take this show to the next level, guys. Thank you very much, guys. Let's take this message to the next level, guys. This is it's becoming unbearable in some. Listen already. I was at the match. It's a part of Nigeria. Okay, guys. Just share this video and give us some likes as we continue, guys. Share this video and give us some likes. Because they are decompressing already. I was at the match. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I need to get this clearly out. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. So now there are a lot of things happening in Nigeria today that is very worrisome. You know that we just had a news that the guy who is going to have conflicts is actually pinned as one of the sponsors or sponsorers of terrorism in Nigeria. And every household in Nigeria actually is conflict. Okay, guys, this is becoming worrisome. And there's another good news again from the meeting that was held yesterday from the South governor. The entire South governor has agreed to actually join the River State governor on the fight for VAT. Okay, that's the good news that came yesterday. The South governor have agreed to join the River State governor on the issue of VAT, collection. Okay, that's one L of a news that have just come up to yesterday. So that's the good news that we just heard. The VAT will be collected by now. They're ready to join the River State governor as a co-applicant on the suit against the federal government and the Federal Internal Revenue Service and the Attorney General of the Federation, on who actually is to collect the value added tax, which is consumption tax from in Nigeria. So that is a good one. Also, another good news that just came up this morning was the governor of Borno State, Professor Zulu, had said that the North should be benevolent in naturally allowing the South to produce the president come 2023, based on the fact that ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo actually gave the nod, a nod after he has spent his 8 years in office. That's another good news also that we have received from today, guys. So that good news that we have received from today, on that. So another bad news we just received yesterday was a stray bullet fired by unknown gunmen kills in a Unizik student. A stray bullet by unknown gunmen killed Unizik student. This is becoming very unbearable in the southeast. The southeast has become a terror zone right now, and we don't actually know who are the people that are actually involved in this very, very particular, tourism is becoming so unbearable right now that we are beginning to wonder if actually the Southeast, which was actually one of the most peaceful region in Nigeria, has become another area that people are so very worrisome to actually move around. Now, on that, I have a bulletin on that, from Vanguard out actually, straight bullet fired by no gunmen kills Unizik students. And it was a 300 level medical rehabilitation student of Nnamdi Azikiwe University College of Health Science, Okofia, Nnewi, Anambra, named Umbiano Chioma Chikahodile, was killed after being hit by a stray bullet fired by the unknown gunman. So this is the pretty guy that was killed right now, guys. So this is the guy that was killed. This is the guy that was killed by this unknown gunman. So they just this guy life has been cut short, by the action of some elements. Okay, guys. You know, so she has been killed by the actions of some elements. Um, Information reaching us is that she was rushed to the University Teaching Hospital in Newe, but was allegedly not attended to as medical doctors are on strike. That's it. I don't. The truth is, I don't even know why medical doctors should be on strike. The truth is this: yes, the Nigerian system is awful. The government are very irresponsible, but the system is more awful than the government itself. No, one thing guys you need to know is this: the medical doctors are actually like the government. They took an oath to save lives. The first primary responsibility of every medical doctor or health personnel or medical personnel is to save lives. And the moment that is not done, it makes them look unhelpful. This guy, this very particular chairman, would have been alive today if there were people to actually there to attend to her. The entire medical personnel of the federal, health services are on strike for months. For months. And what do they do? They now go about transferring patients from these federal institutions, medical institutions, to their private hospitals. They just want to be on strike because they want to make more money. People who were supposed to go to a private, who were supposed to go to the public hospital, which is the teaching hospitals owned by the federal government, because of this strike, they need to take care of themselves, particularly the pregnant women, or particularly those people who are under diabetics, those people who have already been programmed for operations. These guys will not take this people to their private hospitals at the detriment of the state. So sometimes when we criticize the state, we must also know that we are part and parcel of the hills of our nation. We are part and parcel of the destructive, mechanism that has actually eaten into the deeps of a fiber of the fibers of this nation. We are part and parcel of them, guys. Just 1 minute. Sorry guys. It was Paitro that actually called me. So I don't know why. The doctors should be on strike. Why? They should give me one reason why they should be on strike. What is the difference between these doctors now, the Yahoo boys, and even the government that they are claiming to be bad? If even they are paying you less than what you ought to pay, they pay you, yeah, but your first responsibility is to protect lives. This 300 level student now lost her life as a result of the negligence of the government on both sides. Okay, she reported bleed to death at the school gate. Can you imagine that? She reported bleed to death at the school gate because there was nobody to attend to her. A source said she was rushed to the Nnamdi Azikiwe Teaching Hospital and there was no doctor or medical personnel on ground to treat her. She died at the gate. We were told that the doctors were on strike. It is well with Nigeria. What is tragedy? This is not supposed to be a news. This is shameful. It's not supposed to be a news. The unknown gunmen have been causing havoc on the southeast. This isn't supposed to be a news at all. One Francisca Regina said, imagine all our doctors supposed to be on strike, confused country. Oh God, we did your hand. That is the truth. Are doctors supposed to actually be on strike? I know even in developed world where this government want to be on strike, they are semi-strike. There must be personnel, healthcare personnel on ground to attend to pressing issues. Hospitals can never be closed down. I will suggest, if the government of Nigeria is actually working, that they should begin to retrieve certificates given to private hospitals for operation. I will suggest that the government begin to retrieve certificates given to private hospitals in Nigeria. Because most of these doctors, why they don't bloody care, it is because even while they are home, they make millions upon millions of naira that they can never make while they work in the government establishment. They drag their people from the government hospital to their hospital, and you pay higher than what it pays in the government establishment. So they make so much money. So going on strike is a mechanism that they use in making sure that they get what they want, not from the government, but from the people. There's somebody said what Anthony Andrew said, vibrant and dynamic, promising leader of our greater tomorrow. She was killed by her own language, devilish people who ought to guard and protect her from being hurt or harmed. Whoever killed with gun, also gun shall be used to kill the demonic incarnate. Young girl, rest in peace. Okay, which is true. Which is true. The rate at which people are dying in the southeast is becoming worrisome. I was listening to a guy yesterday on a Jele Speaks, on a Jele show, and the guy was trying to say that the people that actually, that are doing this killing are from Mbase or something like that. I've told the IPOB before and the ESN, guys, before the coming in of the IPOB and ESN, the Southeast was one of the most peaceful part of Nigeria. And when the ESN came, they said they were coming to protect the lives of the Indigo people. Their primary aim was actually to protect. I'm on live video, Gentleman Edo TV. I'm on live. Now, the first thing they said, they were supposed to protect the lives of the Indigo people from the invaders, which were the herdsmen who have taken over their forests, they were now stationed in the forest based on the instructions of their leader and commandant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, before we knew what was happening, we started seeing prisons were broken open, police vehicles were burnt, police stations were attacked by some miscreants in the society. It was becoming a rapid and a very terrible situation that needed great attention. But unfortunately, the leadership of the Indibo and the governors of the Southeast have actually taken this whole thing so lightly as if nothing is happening. Why this thing was starting up, I remember September last year or thereabout, I was on every day on the social media trying to make them understand the danger that is about to befall the Indigo people, once peaceful region in Nigeria. But people came out, called me all sort of names, insult my personality, and all that and that. Today, what I predicted has become what is actually unfolding before our eyes. Because I knew when a group is not legally recognized by law to enforce law and order, no matter how good their intentions are, criminal elements will take advantage of it to perpetrate evil within such a society. I am very sure I said this doing some of my live videos, that the issue that is going to be bettered as a result of the formation of the ESN, it's not going to be the Fulani Esme alone anymore. It's going to go from the Fulani Esme into a full-fledged war on the Indigo people. Thank God it's not even up to a year. That narrative that I brought up is already unfolding before our very eyes. It is not too late, guys. You can still remedy this very unholy situation that is already ravaging this industrious region in Nigeria, by calling a spade and putting a final full stop to the menace that is being created by these people. I want to say again, guys, before I continue, when you're asking for secession, agitation to leave a relationship, even when you claim, because somebody told me, what about we have been fighting, we have been talking in peace, they will never listen to us. That with war makes them to listen to you. Rather, there will be continuous killing of your own people, either by the agents of the government or by some miscreants who took advantage of the lawlessness in the region to perpetrate their evils. Even some political actors can take, opportunity of this lawlessness to actually settle political scores. In every of the ways, the formation of the ESN is the result of the whole menace in the Southeast, guys. You can insult me, but I don't give a hoot today. I'm not saying the ESN are involved. When there is no proper mechanism to manage what is going to happen, what is happening around, that can actually lead to lawlessness. Like I said, when you not give unregistered guns to some people to protect lives and property. One, the guns are illegal, the activities are illegal. That can also make some of them to go into crime without them not being identified or dictated, because from the beginning, illegality cannot beget legality. This was my point all through last year, trying to educate our people on some of the things that they ought to listen and know in order for them to be able to do what is attainable and justifiable for the people of the Indian. Today, every day of death, a lady was just killed yesterday as a result of the same attitude that was not supposed to be. She's no more right now. Chioma is no more today to actually tell her tales. A 300 level student, a medical student also, would have been useful to our society after graduation. Her life had been cut short as a result of the menace that was created by some hoodlums, all in the name of protecting lifestyle property. Guys, we are also aware of a lot of atrocity that is happening today. One of those is the formation of the yeah, one of the problems we're also having today is this: the sit-at-home order. The sit-at-home order that was actually the sit-at-home order. Yes, Yeto Edo TV, you can call in. The sit-at-home order that was actually enforced in the southeast also contributed to some of this problem. You guys know how after prisons have been broken, the Owerri maximum prison was broken. Many other prisons in the southeast were actually broken, and many inmates escaped during that process. And you know, guys, that Nigerian prisons does not rehabilitate. No. Nigerian prisons actually, when you go in here, you will become more hardened. Nigerian prisons actually harden criminals. They do not rehabilitate criminals. The environment of the Nigerian prison never rehabilitate criminals. Rather, they hardened the criminals. We all know that. So when those people were set free, they took revenge on the Nigerian police, the army formation, and on the politicians. Now they are now on rampage because these guys from the beginning, they are actually criminals. Now what they do now is to put themselves under the ESN because ESN is not registered. It's not known by law. So anyone of them can come out and say, I am an ESN member. They commit havoc and they disappear into thin air. So the IPOBs who are always on the social media ranting, shouting, they are destroying the Biafra of your dreams. This was what I was afraid of. That when guns are not in the hands of people that ought not to have it, even when there is a Biafra state today, how are we going to take the guns away from the hands of these hoodlums? You're going to see that the crime will increase. The kind of already said they should stop the sit-at-home order, but people are still saying that sit-at-home order continues. Even when the leader has said no more sit-at-home, don't enforce that law again. Let everybody go back to their duty. He will only sit at home the day he will be going to court. What did they, are they listening to him? No. And actually, those people, the leadership of IPOB, that's actually doing that, I don't think so anymore. Some hoodlums have taken over the struggle. So the struggle now is no more under the control of these people. It's not under the control of some hoodlums who take joy in killing, who take joy in seeing tears. This was what some of us were saying. Be careful of what we are about to breed. This was how Boko Haram started in the northeast today. Carelessness on the part of the government. Today, the southeast are so quiet, the leadership are quiet, the Indians are quiet, the governors are quiet, the senators are quiet, everybody's quiet, nobody's saying anything. And your region is already on fire. Listen, look at this, guys. I want to play a video for you guys. Look at this video here. Look at this video. Now, this is a house that belongs to Joe Ibokwe, the special advisor to the governor of Lagos State on drainage and water, wherever. I am not a good fan of Joe. Okay, guys. I'm not a good fan of Joe. Actually, I've never liked him because of his political mindset. But what I'm trying to say here is this. Joe Ibokwe had issues with IPOB based on his support for the government of the day, just like every other governor and every other leader of the East. Now, why setting a house in your own community on fire, all for you to pass an information across to the man? It doesn't make sense to me. This man, whether he's supporting you or not, is an Easterner. He's an Igbo man. He's an Igbo. So if peradventure you get your Biafra tomorrow, there is no way Joe Ibokwe will say he's not a Biafra. He will return back to his homeland and start working. Even when he takes nationality from the other part of Ududuwa or wherever part, he will still be answerable to his people. Why would anyone not go now and set his property on fire? You are destroying the economy of the Indibo people by these actions. Do you know? I think the governor, one of the governors, whether is the governor of Ebonyi or so, said every day they had a seat at home, they lost 10 billion naira in the southeast. 10 billion. Every day they sit at home, they lost 10 billion naira in the southeast. Is that actually the way to go in self-agitation? Victimizing your people, enslaving them? Hello. Yeah, do you want to contribute? Okay, can you just reduce your device, please? Go ahead, please. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Okay. So, thank you for the video of what you are doing. Yeah, the thing is this: we need to really talk to the these people in a manner that they can understand, love, and just looking at the area that they did not get it right. Because for me, I think they are more acting on emotion than the reality that is on ground. People are just, emotional feelings is driving them into this kind of action. It's like Kano has been misadvised to create the ESM, because the ESM, when you create an organization and there is no discipline within its rank, then at the end of it, or you yourself, you're not going to control them anymore. You're going to lose everything. And the purpose of creating them, you will no longer achieve them. And that is exactly what is playing out. But I'm not saying the ESN created by IPOB is the one responsible for this atrocity, because everything will be under very serious investigation. Remember, this is a fight, and a lot of people are, many guys, players are out there finding a way, look for a weak area to also play their own game. Imagine if some group of the politicians who are against the IPOB just decide to train up some guys, pay them money, and they're acting like this in the name of ESN or IPOB. So definitely it will damage the image of the IPOB and, champion the interest of these same people who are against them. So this is exactly what is going on, because it's just like what happened in Benin when they were doing this peaceful rioting or demonstration. Before you know it, hoodlums came from nowhere with guns and so many things, balls the prison and start they attack everything. So everything went out of control. So it's to tell you how volatile the situation of Nigeria is, and that's why we have to be careful before we think of picking up to defend ourselves. So we need to have a proper structure on the ground to make sure there will be a kind of discipline within the rank, or else we will mess up the things. And these are some of the things I just want to contribute.
Thank you very much.
I strongly believe it's not yet over. What we have to do, all they have to do is to change the titles, because even many other ethnic nationality around Igbos who decide to stand on themselves before, they are going to have this chance to start to distance themselves, because originally the command zone was not properly defined, and even those who intended to go closer to it discovered that the way they understand things different from the others, where people started distancing themselves. So I don't think this is the proper way, because it's going to be a very huge loss to them. Big fight is ahead, my brother, because where I'm saying things, I don't think this issue of ground is something that people are going to talk and solve. But if one has been able to weaken himself by killing some people without proper check, then how are you going to defend yourself when the real crisis starts? So this is just my worry, because the way Nigeria is going, people are hungry, and every day the government seems not to care. All they want is just the power to rule over others. So, and as every day is going, they discover that new challenges is coming out, and they don't resolve anyone. The doctors are strike, they don't pay them. Anyway, if you look at it, I go and ask the number of doctors they have, they don't even have record for them. The doctor, whether they go to hospital, they don't go. Nobody they have. There's no way to even mark their presence in their place of work. So sometimes they just go, they don't go there, they collect salary, they go to their private hospital. So the Ministry of Health is totally gone. The ministries are no longer functioning. That's the problem we have. So who is in charge of these people? Nobody. So they do whatever they like. If someone is sick, you don't have money, you go and try yourself in the central hospital. People, they want to collect your urine, they ask for 70,000. If you don't bring this money, they leave the people to die there. So it has been happening. That's been the system. Except you are influential, you have money, so maybe they will assist you. So every day they become so inhuman, and they don't have human feeling any longer. So it's very heartbroken that we find ourselves in that situation, and a huge loss to that wonderful family who lost their daughter. So it's very painful, and many things are still going to happen if it is not checked, it is not stopped. I don't know whether this attitude will put any pressure on the federal government to say, we have to free Kano. So I don't know. I'm still, the direction of this action, only God knows whether really it will affect Kano or whether it's still going to affect play a very huge role.
Let me tell you something, my brother. The truth of the matter is this, and it's not going to affect the release of Khan. Do you know why? Because Buhari does not even care about this artist. I've said this in several times. They don't want to listen to anyone. They just want to do what they feel is right. The guy doesn't care. You only do things that will affect me. Then that will not make me to think of trying to change my tactics against you. But if what you are doing does not affect me, it's only affecting your family, I don't give a hoot about it. So that's what is happening right now. Right now, you are seeing it at home. Who owns the businesses in the east? It's the Igbo people. If you go to the east, you only see a foreigner building a house in the east. That's the truth of the matter, because you don't have lands. So the little land they have, they actually use it for themselves. All the businesses in the east, also 95% of the business in the east belongs to the Igbo people.
99.
Okay, so who the properties there that you are destroying? Who owns it? It's for the Igbos. The business you are destroying, who owns it? It's for the Igbos. Then the government will say, will nobody give a hoot about them. If you destroy the police station, for example, in Igbo land, you are breeding criminals by that destruction of police station. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying now, because there will be no way for the police to not act in order to actually do their job for you. And if there is no way for the police to act to do their job for you, you are creating more crime in society. Why do we have this no government today ravaging? Because they've actually set nearly all the position in the southeast ablaze.
Yeah, that's true. They are heading towards a state of anarchy. And the thing is, the purpose of a video is that, not that people, for me, I don't see any tribe that hates them, or I've never seen anyone. It's just that sometimes the way they approach things, people don't accept it. They are the first to start attacking, oh, you hate us. That's why you don't accept our idea. You need to navigate with caution, because what is on ground is very dangerous too, in the east or in the entire south. Because what I strongly believe is their political leaders, if they like to put pressure on them anyway, the politicians there, like the governors have to come together. Like they created a very big vacuum, allowing ESN to learn before their own ESN. They're supposed to follow up very soon, very fast. They know very well that their people are, they don't understand their people very well that they are serious about what they're doing. And again, if Kano have allowed the IPOB to become a political party, I strongly believe by now they will have been charge of many local government and so states. No matter the manipulation, the voting would have to be so pronounced and it would have been so difficult to manipulate. They missed the chance and they took a different path. So, and again, they need to navigate with caution. This is very dangerous. They cannot come to destroy themselves and other people now are supposed to follow and support them and support people. You don't know how to follow this kind of something anymore. So that we don't end up, these people, this is what they want. They want to divide and start killing from one side. And it doesn't really mean that ESN created by IPOB is the one who is. The federal government can sponsor this kind of people, the politician can sponsor it. So that is why we cannot jump into conclusion so easily, because
in my submission, I never said ESN was involved. I said they are the creator.
Yeah.
Because when you create an anarchy, a vacuum, then it breeds anarchy. Because that was why when they came in 2020, October 2020 or so, I was the first person that came out on my live show, Early Morning Broker, to say, let Unadi actually liaise with the governors of the state, put pressure on them for this ESN to be registered to be a known security outfit in the southeast. That when they have the legal backing, just like Amotekun and other vigilante groups in the south today, it will give room for hoodlums not to take over, because then every gun that they are carrying will not be licensed by the state government under a particular a group. And when they license your gun, even the bullet you use also say carry the same number with your gun. That's what happens.
The problem is this: the ESM definition of the entire leadership in the eastern part of Nigeria is to bring them down, to throw them away and establish a new one. So this is the problem. The governor coming, he is not going to allow that to happen. It's naturally the way he structured the organization, so that the governor will come in. No, he doesn't believe in the government. What he believes is just to throw them away and start the IPOB government that have to look like paradise.
Yeah, and based on this your last submission now, if that is the case, that means their intention is to create anarchy Because if you want to remove a constituted authority from government, it had to be through an anarchy, what they call the coup d'etat.
Yeah, but they are not saying it that way. They're saying it that when they, or what I would like to say, figuring their leaders to be incompetent, saboteurs, one that is collaborating with those who are destroying their land, and the people will just give them the support they want, and automatically Nigeria will go to referendum, and IPOB government will take over Eastern Bank.
No, the referendum thing has never been done through the barrier of gun.
Never, you can never. No, these are you see these things. What I'm trying to point here that these are some loopholes that push people back. That wanted to come in. Every time they say we have to unite and confront this common enemy. The grant to unite is sometimes they are the one that divide the land, truncate the land of unity, and they want to blame others. We can't just jump in without knowing what we are there for. Others cannot come in without knowing exactly what is their interest. So I'm just trying to interpret it to you.
Okay.
To work with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I got you now.
They were not willing to work with their governance or their government. But the real challenge is that this at hand now is that Nigeria has been attacked, and the threat is for every one of us in the south. And if there is any approach from any angle, it may likely affect every one of us. And that is why we don't need to be so quiet. But you need to watch and try and be like what you are doing to tell these people. Let there be a new approach, because hoodlums are going to attack the entire struggle. And that will not be good for the image of IPOB themselves. And they need to work with their leaders. They cannot just say everybody is bad, destroy property, to lead their people. These are people you say you want to protect. If you don't get the chance for them to come back home to their place of origin and feel safe, feel secure, then how are they going to support your seat? How are you going to protect them? Imagine if Nigeria is in a crisis today and you have people in Matikuri, Sokoto, in everywhere. You don't even have a mechanism to evacuate these people in the first case. And you're talking of violence. So I don't know the way they see things anyway. But I pray for God to make them to understand that they have to look for a better way to approach this thing. So I know some of them say, what are you waiting for? Why not do it like us? Everyone is on this in different angle. So no one is sleeping. The governors are, bringing out anti-grazing, and they are very careful for their youth not to be exploited. Because if the youth fall into the wrong hand, that's exactly what we are going to see. Today, ESN will tell you we are not recharged. The other group will tell you, even the governors, they have their own ESN. I don't know what those ones are doing. And how they are being printed and what are they there for? Because they have the governors home, and they don't arrest anybody. They don't persecute these people. The way they function, we don't know. And every day people are dying there. My friend told me, if you go there, my brother, there's no police station. Everywhere just like state of anarchy, and everybody is afraid.
Yes, that's the truth. So somebody told me yesterday, 7 o'clock, you don't go out anymore in the east right now. Particularly in
people already, they want to kill people with heart problem.
Yeah, yes. Particularly in Anambra State and Imbo. 5 o'clock, if you are not home, your mother is already panicking, you are dead. Your wife is already crying that they have lost their husband. So that's not what we want. No, what? Okay, guys. Okay, sir. Let me leave you so I can discuss with these people.
Okay, let me quickly put one thing that they are creating another value for Nigerian government to deploy this Boko Haram into that area to start killing innocent people.
Yeah.
They have to regulate their action. It's not like just going there. This is not what is going to solve the problem. They need to listen to others and work with others. Not that people hate them, but the approach must change entirely. So this is just my take on it. Thank you very much for the short time.
So guys, what I'm saying is this. Like I said, when there is a vacuum creates anarchy everywhere, in marriages, in businesses, in political cycles, and just like we have today in the Southeast. Everything we are doing today, we must understand what are our aims, what are our objectives, what are the purpose for doing what we are doing. You must first of all take that into consideration. That should be one thing that you must always try to take into consideration, guys. your aims, your objectives. So when the ESN was set up, like I said, the ESN might not even be the people who are in charge right now of the atrocities in the southeast, but they are being overwhelmed. We all knew during the NSAS protest, we knew how hoodlums attacked the NSAS. They killed one person in Benin then, and they killed many in other parts of the Federation, particularly the South. And that gave the opportunity for the federal government to deploy people to Lekki, where our young lads were actually massacred. Now known as today as the Lekki massacre. Okay, the same attitude. There was a loophole. There was a vacuum, and that vacuum was occupied by some miscreants, missionaries being sponsored by the states or the politicians. It can also be the ESN. Okay, guys, I'm not exempting the ESN as if they are not involved. No, I'm saying they might not be the only one that are involved right now. It might be when they created a vacuum. Some hoodlums took advantage of that vacuum to release their co-criminals from prison, like what happened in Benin. It was a protest, a peaceful protest, organized by concerned citizens of Nigeria over the activities of the SARS personnel of the Nigerian police. While they were peacefully doing their protest, some hoodlums who saw the vacuum as an opportunity for them to set free their people turned the vacuum to be a bloody one. They went into the prison facilities and sent their people free. And the moment they do that, we all know DPO Sarah, the young guy who later became who said he was a DPO, who took DPO uniform with an AK-47 on the street, firing gun at will. Okay, guys. So we can still remember that. We all know the moment the NSAS and the prison break happened, the rate of insecurity in Edo State became so unbearable. So unbearable that people robbed on a broad daylight. Armed robbers were now driving in convoys to rob, and they will rob a street. The system actually broke down around October last year until the state government of Edo State, led by His Excellency Governor Obaseki, quickly woke up from slumber and constituted the Edo State Vigilante. They not allowed many of these boys who wanted to have a change of life to not take care of the security of the state. This is found out today internally in Edo State. Internally in Edo State today, the security is quite peaceful compared to before the coming in of these vigilante groups. The same was what I was saying from the beginning. The vacuum that was created today is what is now leading to this today. This is a property that worth millions upon millions of naira. Everything was raised down. This I got this credit to Vanguard News, Vanguard News Online. So everything was raised down. This actually property actually belongs to Joe Ibokwe. It was raised down. My simple question is this, guys. My simple question is this. Is this actually the way to go? If even you do not like Joe Ibokwe, and if Biafra finally comes, do you know that the government of Biafra can seize this house, this property, and makes it to become government-owned property? This home. Why destroying it when you can actually take over this property when you not take over the reign of power? That is my issue. These are bullets on the bulletproof doors. These are bullets.
Brother,
So somebody was telling me it was fire outbreak. What is just there now? That is a bullet. 2 bullets
brother.
on the bulletproof drawer, on the bulletproof door.
Put aside that gas in the rig.
This is not the way to go, guys. This is not the way to go. This is not the way to go, guys. This is not the way to go.
And the other connected.
This is not the way to go, guys. I will always be frank to you guys. This is not the way to go. Nigeria right now is in a state of mess. And we all said we are going to run abroad. I always tell you, people actually made abroad what they are today. People pay sacrifice to make their nations what it is today. Rwanda is an example. Ghana is an example. This is where people run to today. Do you know that Rwanda was a war-torn zone for years, for over 10 years? They fought a war until a leader came. We all know Ghana must go issue. During the same Buhari time, Ghana returned back to your country. But today, it is the same Ghana country that we are now going to as Nigerians to feel comfortable. It's hard time we understand. Destructions doesn't solve issues. It doesn't. Rather, it will create another Boko Haram in the south. And people don't understand what we are saying today. If these guys get into this, I promise you, my brothers, it will affect not only the southeast, it will affect the entire south. Just the way it's happening today in the southeast, the northeast and the northwest and north central, they will spill over and start creating havoc, unimaginable havoc on our people. Let us try as much as possible to make sure we put an end to this insistent killings that is happening in our region. Another news I heard today that was so funny was how the owner of Nesco Biscuit, how the owner of Nesco Biscuit was actually one of those that actually funded tourism in Nigeria. I got this from Chara Reporter today. Say how late Nesco Biscuit founder Hale of terror-linked Buhari Minister Pantami other funded terror cells in 2002 before Boko Haram emerged. I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to play you a video also. Then I will be done for today. Hassan is a founding member of the Izala movement and the current chairman of its board of trustees and the chairman of the Katsina Jibwis chapter. An investigative report by Nigerian journalist David Hudeyin has revealed how the late Nesco Group multi-million naira founder Ahmed Idris Nasreddin and Yakubu Musa Kafashan, also known as Shaikh Yakubu Musa Kastina, an ally of Nigerian terror-linked Minister of Communication and Digital Economy Isa Ali Pantami, funded Islamic terror cells in 2022. According to the report published on West Africa Weekly, Hassan is a founding member of the Izala movement, which is known as the Jibwis, and the current chairman of its board of trustees and the chairman of the Katsina State Jibwis chapter. They were alleged to have funded the activities of people like Kabiru Sokoto, the mastermind of the Christian Day bombing of the St. Teresa Roman Catholic Church on December 25, 2021 in Mandala, Niger State, which killed 37 Christians. The report read partly, Nasreddin was an Eritrean who moved to Jos, Nigeria, Plateau State, and grew his father's small manufacturing business into a $460 million conglomerate involved in everything from breakfast cereals and confectionery to pharmaceutical, real estate, and energy. After many years of growth and success, he eventually handed his sprawling business empire over to his son, Antia Nerudin, and retired at an old certified age. What on earth could this screw, respectable businessman who looked like he could not hurt a fly, had done to put him in the same article as a story about the world's deadliest terrorist organization? Why would the brand he built, which to many Nigerians evokes memories of a beloved childhood breakfast staple, appear in the same sentence as Boko Haram? To answer these questions, our story began on another continent in 1995, some 80 years before his father would move to Nigeria and establish NASCO Group. The year is 1955, and a 33 years old Islamic scholar from Gumi in modern day Zamfara State has made his way to Mecca for his first Hajj pilgrimage. Alongside him is a certain Amadu Bello, who is a premier of the northern Nigeria. During this trip, the scholar impressed both Amadu Bello and the Saudi king Saud with his Arabic translation skills. He rapidly made a big impression on many local and cleric in Mecca. This relationship will later become his most valuable asset following the event that took place after his subsequent return to Nigeria. Upon returning to Nigeria, he took up position teaching Arabic studies at Arabic schools in Kano and Kaduna. His style of teaching focused on educating his students about the difference between Islamic religion doctrine and the local custom. Based on his strict Sunni understanding of the Quran, he teaches his students to adopt a pure Islamic identity at the expense of practice that he considered bid'ah, roughly translated as innovation or innovation or corruption. He also became the first Islamic scholar to translate the Quran from Arabic into Hausa, which put him in a uniquely influential position comparable to that of Ajayi Crowther in the 19th century southwestern Nigeria. Using this leverage, he became an increasingly powerful figure in northern Nigeria, with his essentialist view on Islamic doctrine gaining popularity. To him, the existing Sufis, others of Nigeria, of the northern Nigeria, are polluted with bid'ah and unfit for purpose. He becomes well known for attacking the Tijaniya and Qadiriya Brotherhood during his appearance on Radio Kaduna while advocating for a return to Islamic purity. Following the death of his friend and benefactor Amadu Bello, the scholar found himself in a precarious situation. The new Nigerian federal government, led by Saudis, have a motive to crack down on anyone who is outspoken and influential. He may be a giant in northern Nigeria, but he is a giant with feet of clay. His solution to seek financial, doctrinal, and political help from his friends in Mecca, the Saudi, as always, are ready to help. The Saudi bankers are keen to use him to expose the Saudi Arabian state official interpretation of Islam, which is based on the work of the 18th century Islamic scholar Muhammad Abdin Hadar Wahab. This fundamentalist doctrine, also known as Wahhabism, fits very closely with the teaching of our hero in northern Nigeria. And he set about gathering support for this new Saudi funded project. This effort bore fruit in Nigerian Muslim northern region with the creation of a movement, the Izala Society, dedicated to wiping out ritual innovations. Essential texts for members of the Izala Society are Muhammad Abin Abdul Wahab, Thesis of God's Unity, and commentaries by his grandsons, reaching out to his SY students across Kaduna and Kano over the course of the 1970s. The scholar turned politician slowly built a coalition of strategically aligned individuals who will someday become very powerful people in northern Nigeria. In 1978, some of these prominent students, Sheikh Ismaila Idris, take charge of this increasingly powerful but somewhat unofficial movement and call it Jamatu Izalati Bidawa Likwabasuma, Society of Removal of Innovation and the Re-establishment of the Sunnah, also known as Jabris. Based in Jos and known as the Izala movement, this organization will go on to become the most influential Islamic body in Nigeria over the next few decades. Its members will become some of Nigeria's most revered imam and cleric. They will achieve high rank in the Nigerian Armed Force and will come to exert a level of influence over Nigerian national politics and governance that is unprecedented for a religion body in Nigeria. Soon it will become almost impossible to achieve power in many parts of northern Nigeria without identifying with the Izala movement. And among other things, the scholar states that Muslims should never accept a non-Muslim as ruler, which can be interpreted as a call for insurrection against a Christian Nigerian president. Fast forward 33 years. It is Christian Day in 2011, and Abubakar Gumi has been dead for over 19 years. A bomb suddenly went off at St. Teresa's Catholic Church, Mandala, on the outskirts of Abuja, killing 35 people and wounding a further 52. Almost simultaneously, a series of coordinated bomb attacks and shooting take place at the church in Jos, Kadaka, and Damaturu. An obscure Islamic group calling itself Boko Haram claimed responsibilities for the attacks. During the trial of the main suspect, Abiru Umar, aka Kabiru Sokoto, 2 years later, a masked witness claimed that an Algerian Islamic group provided funding and support worth 40 million naira, which is 250,000 US dollars at that time. to carry out the attack. To the general public, it is unclear what the link is between Islamism in northern Nigeria and went for the terror group in North Africa. To those in the know, however, the incident of December 25th, 2011 are not only expected but are likely to intensify and become more regular. This is because while the Nigerian public up to this point has been fed up with what amount to a tiny percentage of the actual story behind the Boko Haram group. This group has in fact been incubating and nurtured at the highest level of the theological, economic, and political space in northern Nigeria. Boko Haram, in reality, is so much bigger than Mohammed Yusuf and Abubakar Shekau that reducing it to those two men serves to miss the actual story spectacularly. To start to get some of the picture of what Boko Haram is and where it came from, let us retrace from 2021 to 2011 to 2006 to read an excerpt from a letter written by the permanent representative of Nigeria to the United Nations, Aminu B. Wale, addressed to the chairman of the Counter-Terrorism Committee. This letter is available in full here from the official repository for UN documents written by the Nigerian government to the UN. It lays out the measure it has taken to fight terrorism in Nigeria. Take special note of the names mentioned in bold. A WikiLeaks cable from 2002 confirmed that this arrest actually did take place, only for the suspect to be released inexplicably after 27 days in detention. For those who are not aware, Yakubu Musa Kafashan, also known as Sheikh Yakubu Musa Katsina, and Yakubu Musa Hassan, is a founding member of the Izala movement and is in fact the current chairman of its board of trustees and the chairman of the Katsina state chapter. Is widely respected Islamic cleric and a very close personal friend and public associate of no prize for guessing, Isa Ali Pantami. Yes, that Isa Pantami. Kafashan was even recently named as one of the 500 most influential Muslims in the world by the Royal Islamic Strategy Study Center, a Jordanian government-affiliated NGO. More on that later. Apparently, Mr. Kafashan had been known to the Nigerian security force as the leader of a terror network trying to set up terror cells in Katsina and Kano as far back as 2002. Keep that date in mind because it will become even more important as we unveil this further. According to official Nigerian government communication to the UN, this real-life Islamic terror organizer is known to have affiliations with a certain GSPC group trying to carry out terror attack in Nigeria. And he was even arrested for it in 2005, 4 years before the world ever heard of a Boko Haram. Yet in 2021, he's not only a free man, but a powerful free man with access to federal ministers, state government, and President Muhammadu Buhari himself. And then this is the GSPC angle. The GSPC stands for Group Salafite, Pure La Predication, Et La Combat, Salafite for Group Preaching and Combat. A full premium of the origin of the group and what it stands for is available here. Cliff Notes summary. It is an illegal Salafist terrorist organization based in Nigeria which is affiliated with Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. It specializes in providing training, funding, and support to Islamic and jihadist fighters around the world using a vast global network of smuggling, money laundering, and rat lines. Which brings us to the second name in the above letter excerpt, Alhaji Sharu Aruna. In the Nigerian government-owned world, is a GSP agent who fund the activities of people like Kabiru Sokoto by laundering proceeds from smuggled goods. He too was arrested and held on terror financing charges. Somehow, he too is now a free man today. But a powerful one in his own right too. It will not it will not surprise the reader to find out that Alhaji Aruna is also a ranking member of the Izala movement. Even more interestingly, when I do some digging into Mr. Aruna, I discover something potentially even more alarming. It will be recalled that in September 2021, CBN Governor Edwin Emefiele claimed that a significant portion of the dollar bought by Bureau de Change operator in Nigeria goes into illegal importation of arms. We now rejoin our Eritrean friend in the year 2006. The Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit has recently been gazetted, and one of the first things its counterterrorism unit does is to freeze all asset linked to Nesco Group Nigeria Limited. Apparently, Nasruddin had been doing some creative accounting to hide the fact that he is moving money around the world to fund Islamic terror organization, or at least that was what the Nigerian government itself wrote to the UN in the same letter. A WikiLeaks cable from 2002 hint an American hesitancy on the subject of freezing Nesco Nigerian asset due to the economic implication for Plateau State and political implication in Nigeria. The real proof of the Nasruddin's double life, however, comes from the US Treasury Department, which published a comprehensive account of how he launders and moves money around the world for tourist entities. Want to hear the real kickers? Nasruddin had been funding and laundering money for none other than the GSPC, the Algeria terrorist group, which Yakubu Kastina and Sharuz Aruna are also involved with at the exact same time. The Nigerian jihad being trained in Algeria camp in 2002 will later return to Nigeria and make up the core of what we later known as the Boko Haram. And what a coincidence. Nesco is also based in Jos, which so happened to be the headquarters of the Izala movement and its many North Africa dalliances. Using money made from selling market leading FMCGs to Nigerian consumers, a cross-border network of terrorism is being nurtured that will someday kill the very kills eating Nesco conflicts every morning. And it's all thanks to this nice gentleman from Eritrea. Nasruddin, however, is a very rich man. Like all very rich men, he appears to have a way around problem that would ground other people. In 2005, Lisa Meyer and Haram Rostein of the NBC News Investigative Unit discovered that despite his designation as a terror financier in the US, Nasruddin Nigerian business empire and his Italian hotel are still operating as normal. End of story. Now, why do I have to read through? Like I said, the north and the southeast are already a graveyard. We just knew the genesis of all we have been passing through as a nation. Okay, guys? And that very particular story you just heard now is what took the north to where they are. And this thing has started from 2002. Guys, hear this now. I said in one of my videos, I think last year or so, or early this year, I don't know. I said the Islamization, colonization of Nigeria didn't start a few years back. It has been there. It's a process. And when the South begin to keep quiet, I said nothing is going to happen, like the church in particular. They're not going to do anything. They can't do anything. Guys, you guys are making a hell of a mistake. Because you're going to get to a point that there's going to be a release of havoc on the Nigerian states. They keep it quiet of some of our politicians, some of our traditional and religious leaders that believing it is impossible for this to happen. That will tell you, that's why I have to read through without not talking. So that you understand it from the beginning to the end. That there was already a calculated plan many years ago, right from 1955, when this very guy met with Ahmadu Bello in Saudi. How he finally came to Nigeria and settled. How he became, the Lord. But today he is the major financier of terrorist group in Nigeria. We all know how he sent people to Algeria to go and learn, the art of terrorism, and they came back, and they are now what is now being known as Boko Haram. Do not forget that even the bandits today are Boko Harams. There's only like bandits, there's only like S-men. These are Boko Harams that actually split into other parts to commit havoc on the Nigerian state. So the Islamization of this nation have been on ground right from time immemorial, right from 1955, even before independence. Our leaders never saw this because they were actually blind to the reality that was on ground. They saw themselves as being, united force, but these people were actually having a plan to actually destroy the fabric of the Nigerian state. If you think I'm lying today, watch this video and see what this plan had cost the Nigerian state as of today. This is actually just where this very particular came from. Watch this. I don't know if you know what they're doing there. They are not celebrating there. Those people you seen up there, they want to bring down coffins. Coffins. They're going to be a mass burial here right now. They're bringing down coffins. They are not enjoying them. They are bringing down coffins. They are bringing down coffins, guys. Bringing down coffins. Just watch.
Who won here? Oh, so yes, you're right, sir. You're right, sir.
This
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Human beings you have inside.
Please, if you are not part of
These
those
people were from one village.
don't worry, just stay with me.
No problem.
This is from one village. This mass burial. Yeah, this is from a village. From a village, guys, in the north, in the middle belt, in just precisely. A few days ago, it happened on the first, no, on the 2nd of October. This mass burial you're seeing today, over 50 something people were killed in one day, and houses were destroyed, and many were maimed and injured. This is not a form. This is a burial ceremony. These are corpses of human beings being lined up like this that took place in one day in our nation. And you know what they call these people? They call them bandits. I don't know what is the definition of a terror group. I want people to help me check internet. No, not over the Irene. I want the people somebody to help me check internet and actually help me look at what is the definition of a terrorist. I want them to help me define what is the position, what is the definition of a terrorist.
I am sure you can now appreciate why the government space.
This happened few days back. What you see, what you are seeing now happened few days back. They went to a village in the night.
As a people of faith, pray and commend their souls to God for mercy and work.
Now, guys, this was an havoc that just took place in Just. This is the Nigerian we find ourselves today. So when some of us come out here to say our leaders have failed us, and some people will say, "Oh, why are you saying that?" This is what we find ourselves. This is where we find ourselves today. Is this in Nigeria that we actually promised for ourselves? Is it in Nigeria that our fathers actually planned for us? Why can't people just come out and say the truth and put the devil behind the bar? Why can't people just come and say this is the way it ought to go? Why are we trying to hide? Or because of what? Sometimes I don't even know what you are trying to hide, because with what we are seeing today, these guys are getting closer and closer by the day. Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. I think somebody define policies for me now. Terrorism for me now. So terrorism is an unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. That's what terrorism is. So what you just saw now, is this one not,
Already. I was at the match.
is not an act of intimidation? This is pure terrorism. So I don't know why the government of Buhari is calling them bandits. You know, I think yesterday or so, the human rights activist lawyer Femi Falana actually also came and said these bandits should be declared terrorists, just like the Senate has put it before the federal government, and the House of Reps also told them, let these people be declared as terrorists so that they can be treated as one. Because terrorists they actually kill. But the government of Buhari is still saying, no, they are just mere bandits, just like a bandit Gumi, their spokesperson. Okay, these guys are creating havoc in the nation. We may think, oh, it's in the north, that has to do with it. It has a lot to do with us. Our forests in the south today have been invaded by these people. So some of the state governors cannot do much because they are still being called bandits. So they are just like mere criminals. But the minute they are not being declared terrorists, I think the approach will change a little bit. Why am I saying this, guys? The southeast is under siege. The entire north is under siege. The south and the southwest is a little bit relatively peaceful today, which anything can happen if care is not taken. That's why I'm out here today to say, please, we in the southeast, let's use diplomacy to handle what is on ground so that we don't fall victim of the plan of this caliphate. That's why I have to read through that very particular, plan of these people in order to create, havoc and Islamize the nation through jihad. Because jihad is terrorism, intimidation, forcing you to accept what you never wish to accept because of what will be happening to you. So what you saw today, like the two videos I just showed to you, one of Joe in the east, where has were being bombed, and I also read a story of a girl who was shot, and we know how Dr. Chike, the wife of Dora, the husband of Dora, was murdered. We also know how the driver of the House of Rep in one of the constituencies in Anambra was murdered. We also know how another guy, different things we have been hearing. The continuous killing in the southeast, the maiming and haming in the north of Nigeria is becoming worrisome to some of us who are actually part of this nation. And I'm particularly talking to the southeast who are very close to us to change their strategies of demanding for their freedom. If they continue in this process, they're going to have a lot to blame when the chips is down. That is the truth, guys. The terror group today do not give a hoot. But we can be able to change these narratives if we actually works to achieve a common aim. The situation in the East today is worrisome. It must be worrisome to every Easterner that actually love peace and progress of the Eastern people. Rather than trying to drag other people, let's see how we can be able to make the East, particularly the 5 states that make up the Eastern zone of today, to be at peace with one another. In every agitation, if you don't carry the political class along in your state or in your region, it will be difficult for you to achieve your aims. I said this several times, You're going to say they are inconsequential. They are not. They actually hold the key and the power for a referendum. They are the ones that will determine a referendum for you. So that's why you must change your strategies and see how you can liaise with them right now to see a way you can navigate away from this, doom that's about to befall the East. With this unknown gunmen, gun no man, unknown men gone, the ESN, and wherever it is being called today. The havoc they are creating in the eastern Nigeria is now equating the havoc being created in the northern Nigeria today. A friend of mine told me, said, when it's 5 o'clock, we are not home. Your wife, your children, your mother, whoever they will be panicking because something would have happened to you. So if you just keep quiet and said, okay, it's not my concern, it's the southeast. If you're the south, it's your concern. If you're the southwest, it's your concern, guys. Because they can easily, just what is happening from the northeast. Today it has gone to the north central, that it has gone to the northwest. So they can also happen in the south. It can come to the south, the southwest. If we do not find a political solution to the volcano that's about to erupt on our faces, you guys will still remember me again. I know many people will say, oh, this boy is always against people that he has supported before. I'm not against anyone. Like somebody said yesterday that I was among those that they gave ticket to go to Nigeria for inauguration. You guys are very funny set of people, You just cook up stories and just say, without even having an idea of what is actually happening. Okay? I've never even gone to anywhere. Okay? I've been here and I'm still here. I went home by myself. You can go and ask anyone. Okay, guys? But we always come out to tell ourselves the truth. Because it is only the truth that can set us free. Him and our Egyptians as a people, so let's come out here, defend our cause, tell ourselves the truth, and make us understand where we are going to and what we stand for. What that stands for as a Nigerian, as an Idolite, is to see that we do things orderly within the ambits of the law. That is the only way you can have enough strength to fight against injustice. Injustice cannot fight against injustice. Neither can corruption fight corruption. So the Bible, another as I said, he that comes must come with, he that comes to equity must come with clean hands. So you cannot become a killer, an hired assassin, all in the verge of getting power back to because of what is happening to you. When you get the power back, there are things you will demand or you want the government of the day to do. If they are not doing it, you're going to resort again to anarchy. Like I said, it happened in Southern Sudan. Go check it. They fought for over 10 years or so. The UN came and divided the country. The same people were fighting in one camp today. They had issues over who is going to take certain positions, and that took them into another round of war that they are experiencing today. Took them into another round of war that they are still fighting up to this moment. Okay, so these guys who are actually creating mayhem that they said they are not the Ezekiel, not the Kano's ESN, but they are claiming themselves to be ESN. If peradventure war breaks out in the East today, they're going to join the original ESN to fight against their political leaders and the government of Nigeria. So if peradventure they now want or they win that election. Okay? They not win that election or win the war. They not take over the reign of power. This other group who have already infused themselves to the original ESN want to demand for a position in the government. If maybe Nnamdi Kanu, who will not become the leader of that government, refuses to give them based on the antecedents, these guys, they will raise hands against Nnamdi Kanu-led IPOB government. This is what I'm trying to say. That you will not have what we call an internal war. This is what is happening in so very many states that they separated through war. They have never had peace because only one group doesn't fight a war. Most of the time, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 different groups coming together to unite and fight against a certain force. And the moment they win that war, you're going to see each of them will want to take control of power in the territory where they actually control from the beginning. And if the guy who is at the center refuses to accept that, it will not lead to internal crisis among them. See, there's already a purification of arms in that place based as a result of the war that broke out. Everyone is not entitled to a gun. And the crisis doesn't end just like that. Listen, Master, that's what I'm saying right now. We all know that. So if we know that, say there's no need of us killing ourselves. All we need to do is to start talking. Going into war, we don't even make them to succumb. They are ready to fight you to a standstill until they lose the war. And there is a consequences for that. This is the second time. We pray it doesn't happen. It's the second time that the same region will be bombarded with grenades and every other forms of ammunitions. So the best they should do is to continue to speak to their people, educate their people, it is their leaders that can give them a referendum. If the leadership of the East today decided that they are tired of Nigeria, referendum will come. With the way the Nigerian system is today, the middle belt will not support the core north. The south will not support the core north. The southwest will not support the core north. But the middle belt, the south, and the southwest are not doing so much because the pattern of modus of operandis of the IPOBs, which is known as the southeast today, is not in confirmation with the legal rules and regulation for self-determination agitation. So that's what we are saying, okay, why not let us put it in this manner? You must talk to your people first. Your people must accept this fact that we want to leave. The people actually grant that referendum. Is the people, the leaders that will not seek for referendum when they are not being explained to the reasons, the positivity and the negativity of these very particular actions that they are about to take. So when this action is not being properly explained, they will not want to be part of it, and that will give room for other regions to just sit behind and don't want to get into war that will destroy and scatter their already planned state or nations. This is what I've been trying to make them understand. Talk to your people first. Now, Irene, if some people in the East, like you said now, if some people in the East are actually supporting the Nigerian government, it means the agitation of some people in the East is questionable. If you use the word compromise, yeah, Why will they compromise if they are not actually benefiting from the system? These are the issues we're talking about now. So when you're agitating, because these political people are actually the ones who are the ones that they feel they are being marginalized. The Southeast is the most developed region in Nigeria. The most developed. The most developed region in Nigeria. And the main market, the Onitsha main market, is the second largest economic hub after Lagos. Okay. So in every area, these guys they have actually made it, even without the government of Nigeria. The cry of the IPOBs is marginalization. And who are they crying for? Who are they fighting for? Is the Eastern political leaders who they feel have been marginalized since after the Civil War, based on their narration. And if you are fighting for me, you are still saying that I'm not qualified, it becomes a little bit worrisome. Apart from that, the Saudis are doing well in their businesses. They are not being obstructed in importing goods into the nation. They make their money. They are becoming one of the most richest. They are one of the highest billionaires in Nigeria today. Okay, so but they are saying they are being marginalized by the federal government. So it means on the political setting, that is where the marginalization is coming from. If you're not saying the people who you are fighting for today, should not be part of it, because we are saying the same thing, Irene. We are saying the same thing, man. We are saying the same thing, man. That's what I'm saying now. Tell me that people are already benefiting from it. It means that word marginalization is not there. That's what I'm saying now. Let me give an example. You know, every month, each state governor goes to Abuja to collect a check known as monthly allocation. Okay, that money is not controlled by the federal government. Every month, the local government chairman also go to Abuja to collect their check, which also known as the monthly allocation in the same state. That money is not controlled by the federal government, which is controlled by the Hausas. That money is controlled by the indigenous of that state, either the Igbos, the Yorubas, or the Benis. Now, if money is being given to your own brother to develop your state, and your brother decide to enrich himself with the money, just like what Okorosha did in Imo State, what Oshomole did in Edo State, or Lucky Benejon did in Edo State, what Iburi and Udwara did in Delta State. I'm talking about the South now. What Bola Tinubu did in Lagos State. Are we going to blame the North for this? Let's be realistic now, guys. Are you going to blame the North for this? Are we going to blame the North for that? Put all our blame on the North alone? The money that they give to our political leader, what are they using it for? Is it for our betterment, or they are using it for their own personal selfish interest? That's the truth, guys. That's what people don't like. People said, "Oh, I hate people when I talk the truth." If the federal government gives you money, which is monthly allocations, it also gives you what's it called? VAT. Allocation from VAT on monthly basis, which also run into billions. Then you also collect your own internally generated revenue, which also run into billions. you're making money. What do you use the money for at the end of the day? Ma, I want to ask one question. Are we marginalized in Edo State? The masses. I want to ask a question. In Edo State, where you and I came from, are we marginalized in Edo as masses? Please, can somebody answer me? Are we being marginalized in our state as the masses of that state? Yes, we are. We are marginalized. The political powers marginalize us. A professor will work for 35 years. His gratuity will not be more than 10 million naira. But a government will work for only 8 years. He will receive pension that's over 200 million naira. When they are sick, they go to the best hospitals, both in Nigeria and abroad. But when we are sick, they take us to Central Hospital. You don't buy fuel. You don't buy nothing. Everything is on our expenses. We have been marginalized also. In the entire Nigeria, both the north and the south, the masses are being marginalized by the same political class. There are more poor people in the north than in the south. That's why they have their own idea of this Islamism that is a problem. But if not that, there are more poor people in the north than in the south. There are more illiterate people in the north than in the south. There are more out of school children in the north than in the south. We have been marginalized also. Because people are benefiting. Like people that are benefiting, they will not want Nigeria to break. So if we go into war, start killing our own people in order to make a point, they will not listen to us. Because we can't get near them. They are protected. These guys are protected. They have the best security. I explained to you the other time that every governor has 6 security men, ex-governors, and 3 for his wife. So they have 9 in their house. Every ex-governor has 9 in their house. From their private security that they have. So how are you going to get to them? Except you to use, you want to sacrifice yourself, to do a suicide bomber. Finish. That's the only way. But to say you want to kill them and be alive, it is next to impossible. So the marginalization of the masses is for every part of the nation. So that's why we need to have a strategy. And now the masses are being marginalized, and their approaches today also affect the masses, not the political class. They sit at home, affect the already ordinary businessman on the street. Doesn't affect them. If they don't get money, they are not going to do anything. Money that comes from Abuja, they will spend it for themselves. And leave you guys with bad road, no light, nothing. Because they will tell you that you could tell they sit at home. That's who they are. You get it now? So the idea of they being marginalized, we all have been marginalized. We have been living in we are not. Edo State is not better than. Everybody says it's better than Edo State. It's development. Yes. Abia State is better than Edo State. It's development. Yes. But have we take arms against our people? No. Are we happy with what is happening in our state? No. Do you want to have independence from Nigeria? Yes. But do you want to go into war? No. We need to do it in a way that we don't make our citizens, our leaders, to understand where we are going to. by accepting what we are requesting. It takes time, but you must be able to convince them. And how do you convince them? Also, you also must get into the corridor of power. That was one thing that IPOB missed before they would proscribe a terrorist group. They would have actually registered the company, the association as a political party and take over the reign of power in the Southeast. They would have been in control now, trying to put things right for their people, even without not caring about what Nigeria is going to give them. If one man can make 300 people millionaire in Anambra or build Kobona, then what are we talking about? So that is my point, guys. I greet you, sir. God bless you, sir. Yeah, God will punish them. God will punish all of them for the pain and the stress they've caused us as a people. They will never sleep. They will never sleep well. That's the truth of the matter there. They will never sleep well. Thank you very much, guys. I don't know if there's any other question I need to put up before I call it a day. I need to go do other things today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Any question or anything that I need to talk about? Yeah, guys, anything I need to talk about here? Please, let's share this video. Let's share this video. Let it go. Let's share this video, guys. Anything more? Please, I'm waiting just 1 minute more. I will be out of here, guys. If nothing more to talk about. Don't forget about tomorrow's show by 7 p.m. The question and answer time with Humanist TV. I'm going to explain how poultry farm works. There will be more poultry farm tomorrow. I'm going to talk about more poultry farm tomorrow. Please glue to your sets, to your TVs and your other sets. I'm going to talk about how poultry farm actually works. So how we can do it. So what are the things we need to do to get a well? So for now, I don't want to talk about the Edo State government anymore, because people have been saying that I'm criticizing the government because the government did not appoint me. Okay, that's what people are saying. So I don't know. I don't want to talk about it anymore. We don't want to leave the government of Obaseki alone for now. Let the people who we are actually supporting do what they want to do. Okay, I'm tired of trying to control people who feels that you saying the truth, you are compromising, or what you requested for was not granted. So that's why we are acting the way you are acting. So it's a little bit worrisome to people like me who believe in justice, fairness, and equity. And I just said, okay, I leave them, let them do what they want to do, because I have a name to protect. I have an image to protect. I have a name to protect. I have been protecting my name for the last, close to 50 years of my existence, and I will not want anyone, to tarnish or damage my image, or just because I'm speaking out the truth to power. So I'd rather talk about the federal government and just allow Obaseki and his government to remain and do whatever they want to do with the Edo people. Yeah, it doesn't change me. Like I always tell them, I am a European citizen. I've been a European citizen since 2009. Okay, and this is my third. I think I just renewed my third passport now. So I've been there since 2009, and this is my third passport I just renewed. So I'm a little bit old, in the system, that actually gave birth. So if even the government is not working well, I have nothing to lose. I'll just pick my bags, pick my wife and children, and leave the country. Just really. And the very day I get into Sweden, that very day I just go to the government and said, I have no home. They'll give me a home to stay. I have no job. They'll take off me and look for a job for me. That's how it works here. Before I get a job, it can be 1 year, it can be 2 years, they're going to pay my bills. My house rent, my feeding, my bus card, my children's feeding, their school cost, my wife upkeep, they will pay for all. So if those people like us actually talks, we know that we have all it takes to just remain here and never even say anything, and we'll still live our life till we die. If we start fighting for the benefit of the people, we actually love the people and want the better I do. Okay? That is the truth, guys. Those of you that live in Sweden, that live around Sweden, Scandinavia, will know what I'm talking about. I will never suffer again in my life if I have to live here. I will eat when I need to eat. Everything will be done accordingly if I don't have a job. Okay, guys. So when we speak, there's no way I will destroy a government because it didn't give me position. I was never even interested from the beginning. So that's why reclaim greatness. That's why I will not be talking about anything that has to do with Obaseki and his government for the meantime. Since he has already put up commissioners, let me see what the commissioners is going to do. Let me give them the benefit of that. That they can redeem their image in the shortest possible time. It was unfortunate that even a pastor yesterday was saying something. He was saying, if you're a pastor and you need to actually know God and ask God, so you don't jump based on what you want to get. So I never ask for appointment from anyone. I would never ask for, like I said before, I said in one video, I would rather contest against Obaseki if he has to go for third term than for me to get a position from him. Even I will say that during the election. Somebody asked a question. I said, me, to be appointed as a commissioner, I rather contest as a governor for those states. Ask Monday, I said it. The video is on the Jaw's YouTube. I rather contest as a governor because I know I have what it takes to make it do better. That's what I said. And even when I wrote the governor, I told him all this. I'm a fearless guy. I fear no bagger. Now wants to die. So this death is inevitable. It's just how you die and when. That's all. No, not if you will. You will definitely. When and how, that's the only thing that is required. People need to know. Okay, guys. So Steve is not. It can never be bought for whatsoever reason, guys. My integrity can never be bought. There's no amount of money that you can use in buying my integrity. I stand for just, even if I'm hungry today, I still stand for the truth. I will never give up on what I believe in, particularly when I'm fighting when I'm on the side of the people. It gives me great joy. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you very much. Any other one? Any other question right now, guys? Give me some questions, please. Yeah. It's going to be interesting, Irene. Yeah, it's going to be interesting tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock. When we'll talk on how to start up a poultry farm from the scratch. We'll talk about it in details based on what I've experienced. And I know when you come in, then you're going to get more information as you decide to do more. It's going to be interesting, man. 7 p.m. tomorrow. Put it down, please. Let's put it down and tell your friends who wants to actually invest in that line. Tell them to come on the show tomorrow as we discuss some very vital information. Yes. Any other thing? Please just reply me if there is a no other thing. Just say no. Please, guys, any other thing that we need to talk about? If there is no, just say no, please. Any other? Okay, guys. Yeah. We can ask questions after the summit tomorrow. We can, man. We can. I will just for maybe use 20 minutes of the time to talk about the agriculture. Then from there, we can ask questions on any other thing. We can, man. Thank you very much, guys. See you tomorrow, 7 p.m. God bless you. Bye for now.